Hi all. I'm Cinema Hunter and this movie is Escape from Tomorrow. On the last day of his family's vacation at Walt Disney World Resort, blue-collar worker Jim White gets fired for an unknown reason. During a phone call with his boss at the contemporary resort hotel, not wanting to ruin his family's vacation, Jim decides to keep it to himself. The family leave their hotel room and takes the monorail to the park alongside two French teenage girls, Isabelle and Sophie, who piqued Jim's interest unbeknownst to his wife Emily and their two children Elliot and Sarah. During the rides, Jim has a series of bizarre and disturbing hallucinations, such as the faces of animatronic characters warping and taking on evil appearances, and his family verbally abusing him. After an argument with his wife, Jim takes their children to various Disney park rides, while pursuing Sophie and Isabelle. Later on, he meets a mysterious woman, who uses a necklace of hers to hypnotize him, making him black out and wake up to her having sex with him. She then informs him that the park's wholesome, costumed princesses are actually part of a secret prostitution ring that services rich Asian businessmen and that the turkey legs sold in the park are actually emu meat. Jim's attempts to meet Isabelle and Sophie are noticed by Emily, causing tension between her and Jim, even when they go further with the kids to Epcot. After Emily and Elliot go back to the hotel following an argument with Jim resulting in her slapping Sarah, Sophie approaches and invites Jim to come with her and Isabelle. When Jim refuses, Sophie spits in his face and walks off. Jim notices that Sarah has disappeared and frantically searches for her, until the park guards use a taser to knock him unconscious. Jim awakens in a secret detention facility under Epcot's spaceship Earth, where he sees pictures of a naked woman he imagined on the Soarin' ride, and video screens displaying events that happened earlier. A scientist discusses Jim's flights of fantasy and imagination, revealing that he is part of an experiment by the Siemens Corporation ever since he first went to the theme park as a child with his father. His boss is in on the conspiracy, and his firing was all part of the plan, along with the closure of the Buzz Lightyear ride. Just as he and Elliot approached the boarding area, the scientist also tells Jim that he had turned in Elliot to them, like Jim's father had done to him as a child. After damaging the instrument panel with medical ointment and decapitating the scientist, who turns out to be an android, Jim escapes the laboratory through a sewer. He then finds that Sarah has been captured by the mysterious woman, now wearing a Snow White costume. She proceeds to tell them about her past as a costumed princess, which ended after she crushed the little girl to death whilst hugging her. She hypnotizes Jim with the necklace again, but Sarah pulls it off and smashes it, freeing Jim from her spell, and allowing her and Jim to escape. After returning to his hotel room and putting Sarah to bed, Jim begins suffering from digestive distress, and vomits up a large amount of blood and hairballs, which he recognizes as symptoms of cat flu, brought on by Sophie spitting on his face earlier, unknowingly infecting him. Elliot, awoken by the noises in the bathroom, comes in to find Jim on the verge of death. He weakly begs Elliot for help, but he shuts the door on him. The next day, a distressed Emily finds Jim's dead body, which now has cat eyes and a grinning face. Cleaning staff arrive to remove all proof, with one of them filling Elliot's head with false memories of riding the Buzz Lightyear attraction. As Jim's body is taken away, a new family comes to the hotel, which consists of another version of Jim, the woman from the Soarin' attraction, and their daughter,